Hello everyone, welcome to Super Coaching UPSC by Textbook. Today we are going through a journey of understanding about what are wetlands, what is the significance of wetlands for India, and at the same time some important major wetlands of India which we would be discussing. So without much wastage of time, let us start the discussion about the wetlands which are having a crucial ecological significance for any country as such. So let's start about that discussion. So what are wetlands? So if you see wetlands, so you hear about Ramsar Convention, you hear about multiple things about wetlands. What are they? They are nothing but they are ecosystems where you have a wide diversity of animal life, plant life, providing crucial ecosystem services and also protecting the climate and all such kind of things. You see that they are the ecosystems in which water is the primary factor controlling the environment and the associated plant and animal life. So wetlands are, I would say, water ecosystems which are crucial for the earth, the life on the planet earth, as well as the plant life, animal life, biodiversity, climate, whatever. We can say all such kind of things. When you talk about wetlands, it is a broad encompassing word. It is not just a simple line. It includes about multiple things. What does it includes? It includes the things like, the water where there is fresh water, say things like, a freshwater lake, an oxbow lake of a river, or else you can talk about the ponds which are created in the certain areas, or you can talk about the lakes, the rivers, some of the areas underground aquifers, all these are inland. The swamps and the marshy areas. For example, you can talk about the terai grasslands of India around the foothills of the Himalayas. You find some marshy area. There you will find some kind of a wetland. That can be said. You can talk about the peatlands, the oases of the deserts, all such kind of things. Also, it is not just the salt, fresh water, but also the salt water of the ocean. So when you talk about the salt waters, you find the estuary, the place where a river meets the ocean, where there is a dominance of fresh water, estuary. You find some of the areas where there is dominance of silt, which is deposited by the rivers, the deltas, the tidal flats, the things which are associated with the tides, right? The mangroves, the other associated coastal areas, the coral reefs. So it is including what? The inland, the coastal, as even the man-made things. It is not necessarily the natural things. You can also have man-made things like fish ponds, rice paddies, reservoirs, salt pans, which are all prepared for the development of or for the necessities of humans, right? So what are wetlands? I would say simple ecosystems. So before I discuss about the things about the major wetlands and all, you can see the wetlands. There is something that the significance. Why are you discussing about wetlands? Why this focus is there? What is the necessity? The necessity lies in the need. The need says that natural wetlands are disappearing 3 times faster than forests. See the uniqueness here. We all talk about deforestation. We all talk about Amazon, how it is losing its area and all. The natural wetlands are disappearing 3 times faster than the forests. So that's why they are very, very crucial. You see that 35% of the wetlands were lost in the last 50 years, right? And it has a crucial significance, be it in terms of water, flooding and all such kind of things. So with that, every year on the World Wetlands Day, right? So you can see here the World Wetlands Day, 2nd February 2024. And there's a theme for this year talking about wetlands and human well-being. Okay, so you are talking about multiple varieties. You can see here peatlands, coral reefs, mangroves, all they were talking about wetlands. One such thing which we need to study is the sources of Ramsar itself. So recently, Ramsar has released a wetland, has released a PDF on with respect to the World Wetlands Day. It has released a PDF where you can see about, it is talking about the multiple things about the world wetlands, the wetlands and the human being, right? So on this theme, it has spoken about the life interfaced with the wetlands and how the people are learning, where you need to take care with the care, nurture them and support them so that ultimately there is a give and take relationship between us and the nature, right? So if you see this phenomena here, they have given a significant content. I will give you this PDF file in my Telegram channel today. So as you see this, you see it is an opportunity for all nations to come together to spur awareness. Why are you learning about this? To spur the awareness, appreciate and take action for the wetlands which is needed. So please understand, 2nd February since 1971, since 97, where the parties to the Convention of Wetlands have agreed. Actually, 2nd February happens to be the day in 1971 where the Convention on Wetlands of the Ramsar site was agreed. Keeping this into considerations, since 97 we are celebrating as World Wetlands Day, 2nd February. Then in 2024 there is a theme called Wetlands and Human Well-being. How there is a spotlight on how wetlands are crucial for us. So they have given a multiple themes about here. You can see how they are benefiting the crucial water resources as such. You see how they are benefiting the water. So they are crucial water centers. I would say they are the dhabas for the migratory birds, right? So these water, the food, for example, the migratory birds, they get water and food through the wetlands. In fact, there was a study which was carried out where some birds like Amur falcons, which come from the Siberian part, Chinese part, Mongolia region towards India and then move towards the southern part of Africa as well as so many birds, they have studied. While they have mapped the entire regions, while the birds are moving, we have mapped the entire regions where we came to know about all these kind of significance, right? So water, food, they're very, very important center of water. In fact, they purify the water, right? They purify the water. They're the centers of food. You can prepare food out of that. The fishes which are surviving here, right? It is a source of economic opportunity for the fisherman. Economic opportunity. It is a source of very significant for protecting the climate here because they are part of the water cycle, oxygen cycle, and all such kind of things. In fact, they are the carbon reserves, sink house of carbon dioxide. So sinks of carbon, they are very, very closely interlinked with the cultures of different areas. They are very significant, and as well as the biodiversity. Biodiversity, variety of plants and animals. For example, the Sangai deer of the Loktak Lake, Sangai deer of the Loktak Lake is one such economic biodiversity which is very crucial, right? Rather than the biodiversity here. So you go through this file, you go through there, they are talking about how they are important. You can talk about the freshwater lakes, the saltwater wetlands, the human-made wetlands, right? Fish ponds, rice paddies, reservoirs, salt pans, all these things. And overall wetlands are biodiverse because, and also they cover over 6% approximately of the Earth's land surface. So wetlands cover almost around 6% of the land's surface. Moving forward, what they are saying about is how they are crucial to us. You see, they are crucial to our food security. They are crucial to say things like, where they are talking about how we rely on fish from the wetlands. Half of the world relies on wetland grown produce for their staple diet. Aquaculture is the fastest growing food production sector, right? The world's irrigated area, agriculture area has doubled in the 50 years. So they are talking about how they are essential for human life, be it in terms of irrigation, agriculture, climate, purification, all such kind of things, all at one place, right? You can see one important thing whenever you talk about significance of wetlands, understand from the point of view of ecosystem services. Okay, these are all the centers of ecosystem services. So whatever they have given, it's all about ecosystem services. Let me explain what do you mean by ecosystem services as such. You can see here, the significance with respect to flood protection. Majority of the wetlands, especially in the urban areas, are lost because of the encroachment of the land area of the water bodies by the need for real estate and for housing sector and for all such things. You can see the reason for flooding in so many of the cities. You can see it's a beautiful land area. That land area have been along the floodplains of a river. You have constructed housing sector. Now, when there is a rainfall, we are having significant flooding. So such kind of things, the flood protection, they are very, very significant. And other ecosystem services you have, right? So I have told you n number of times about the ecosystem services, about how they are the source of recreation, right? Cultural tourism, okay, how they are the centers of where they are providing food to us, medicine to us, right, the crucial water to us, how they are also purifying the water, climate action, carbon sinks, right. So we can talk about regulating services. What do they regulate? They regulate the water supply, they purify the water, they regulate, they help in terms of development of climate, they are the carbon sinks of the world, right. So these are the regulating services. So recreation services, regulating services, and also provisioning services. They are the centers of food, water, and all. Provisioning services and also supporting services for livelihoods of ecosystems, supporting services for the economic activity of the people, be in terms of aquifers and all such kind of things. So whenever you talk about the significance of any ecosystem, remember ecosystem services, regulating services, recreating services or support cultural services, provisioning services or supporting services. So these are the significances. Recently, on the World Wetlands Day, 2024, February 2nd, India's wetlands have been increased 5 more. Now there are total around 80 wetlands, 80 wetlands from the 75 which were in the past. So out of 75 years of 2022, we wanted to have 75 wetlands as significant. So that's the reason we got 75 last year. And now onwards, once again, they will be increasing this. So 5 more wetlands have been recently identified. So the Karaveti Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, the Magadi Kire Conservative Reserve of Karnataka, the Longwood Shola Reserve Forest of Tamil Nadu, Sholas, these are the temperate forests, the Ankasmudra Bird Conservation Reservation Center of Karnataka, and the Aganshini Estuary of Karnataka. So these places, mapping becomes important for the prelims 2024. Mapping for prelims 2024. So what I have done is, I've just given some important points here which are located here about all these 5. You can see here the Ankasmudra Bird Sanctuary, which is located in Karnataka. It is a bird sanctuary located in Karnataka, and it is in human-made village which is used for irrigation. It's a tank which is made by humans. They will ask you, consider the following statements about Ankasmudra. It is a natural freshwater ecosystem. No, it is not natural. It is human-made. It is about irrigation tank. That's it. Remaining all are not that significant for this. It is an ecologically important wetland, rich in biodiversity. All the wetlands are rich in biodiversity, right? And there is no special uniqueness of the species of plants, though there is decent amount of biodiversity. So you can ignore this. So remember Karnataka. For Ankasmudra, Karnataka, remember it is an irrigation tank. Then move forward. Then Aganshini Estuary, Karnataka. And now you see, the moment you are talking about estuary, it is a place where river meets the ocean. So which river? They might ask you. Aganshini River with the Arabian Sea, formed at the confluence of Aganshini River with the Arabian Sea. It's a brackish water, fresh water, brackish water, salt water. So it is a brackish water somewhere in between, neither fresh nor completely salt. So it is a brackish water because that is the junction of the land water ecosystem like a mangroves, diverse ecosystems and all. It provides livelihood for families by supporting fishing, agriculture and shrimp aquaculture. And one important name they have given is the traditional fish farming in the estuarine rice fields, locally known as Ghazini's rice fields. So they are here known for mixing the rice fields along with fish farming. So what do they do here? It is a practice which is also found in Kerala as well. It's a mix of rice plus fish. Aquaculture, such things can be seen. So that's you remember. And being they are the centers of mangroves, they also help to protect the shores against storms and cyclones, which are increasing in the recent era of more cyclones coming from the Arabian Sea. That is the latest trend. So at least remember, this is an estuary. Then moving forward, Magadi Kire Conservation Reserve, part of the Karnataka. It is also a human-made wetland. Now you see, this is a human-made, that is a man-made wetland. Then they are constructed to store rainwater for irrigation purposes. Two vulnerable species are located here, common pochard and river tern. And it is also an important bird area and is also listed as a priority area for conservation in India. So important bird area is what this is, Magadi Kire Conservation Reserve in Karnataka. So mostly all are from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, you can see here. And this is also large Karaviti Bird Sanctuary, largest inland wetland of Tamil Nadu, source of groundwater recharge, and it is used by villagers for the cultivation of agriculture crops and all. And it's one of the largest congregations of water birds in the state of Tamil Nadu. So biodiversity, important water bird area is what I want you to remember. You see, this is it is one of the significant source, largest inland wetland, all such kind of things. Remember, remember there are estuaries, they are inland, they are coastal, all such kind of things. And that is how we have around 5 major sites. Hope you all are following this link. You are understanding the significance about this. Then let us see the other one. You have the Longwood Shola Reserve Forest. In fact, the Tamil word Solai actually means a tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. So these Shola forests are the forests which are found in the Nilgiris, Anaimalis, Palani Hills in Tamil Nadu and all. Tamil Nadu and at the borders with Kerala. When you talk about this Shola forest, the significance is, though the word they are saying it's a tropical word because Tamil Nadu is very nearer to the equator, the height of the Western Ghats here around the Nilgiris and all happens to be around 2000 meters. And here the temperatures are quite lesser when compared with the plains. So I would say that these are somewhere around temperate forests. Okay, temperate forests. Sholas are rather temperate montane forests found in Tamil Nadu, Nilgiris. So please understand, Sholas are temperate montane forests. Though they say that in one of the statement when they have no options, if the statement says that one is definitely right as tropical, I would say that's a trickiness involved there. It should be temperate only. But though the word originating with respect to as Sholai as tropical, but even the NCERT says about temperate. So such kind of questions, when there is a trickiness involved, we never know how the UPSC is actually taking this as a base, whether they call tropical or whether they call temperate. Logically, it has to be temperate because of the altitude and all. NCERT also says the same thing. So such kind of things, please remember, right? Then moving forward, you can see here, this is also known for endemic birds found in the Western Ghats and also things. It is known for some of the habitats for the globally endangered black-chinned Nilgiri, laughing thrush, right? Nilgiri blue robin, Nilgiri blue robin. So maybe they might not go into details. Sometimes they ask questions where it is difficult for everybody, right? So except the examiner, for everybody it is difficult. So maybe you are going to that level. I don't want you to remember to that level, but at least the 5 important wetlands which were recently covered by Ramsar, look at their locations and look at their points. Right. When you talk about the other major wetlands in India, this is a complete list of wetlands which are there in India, be it around the Hokero wetland of Punjab, the regions of Hokera wetland, be it the Ular wetland, be it the Harike wetland of Punjab, the Ular Lake. Harike wetland is a place where the Bias River meets the Satluj, right? So such things. The Somoreri wetland, a very beautiful wetland here called as the Loktak wetland, right? The Bhitarkanika mangroves of Odisha. Let us discuss about one wetland. For example, the Loktak Lake. Have you ever seen these kind of circular things? Do you know what do you call this? So Loktak Lake, it is in Manipur. The largest freshwater lake in South Asia. It is known for its floating circular swamps, which are called as fumdis. These are what we call as fumdis. These are circular floating vegetation. Very, very popular. Fumdis, circular floating vegetation. It is the only national park where you find the floating vegetation, and that national park is called as Kebul Lamjau National Park, where you find the state animal of Manipur, the Sangai deer, which happens to be the state animal of Manipur. So Sangai deer, it is called as the state animal of Manipur. It is also called as a dancing deer because when this deer is running across this floating vegetation, the vegetation is floating. The deer also looks like dancing as such, and it is also known for its dancing thing and all such kind of things. So that is the kind of things. So please remember the floating vegetation, which is very crucial for the farmers here, livelihood, very uniqueness. That is about the Loktak Lake of Manipur, known for floating vegetation called fumdis. Right. Then now we go to any other extreme lake, that is a freshwater lake, Loktak. Now let us see about another freshwater to brackish lake, not completely freshwater, but it is a brackish lake, freshwater to brackish lake, lying at an altitude of almost around 4,500 meters above sea level. Somoreri Lake, it is in Ladakh. All right, a very beautiful lake as such, and you can see here the endemic species like the great Tibetan sheep or the Tibetan wild ass is found here. It is in Ladakh, very, very prominent, the Somoreri Lake. There are so many lakes which are quite prominent about the wetlands. So let us see another wetland we had here. So let's take one by one. You can see here the Bhitarkanika wetland, Bhitarkanika mangroves, mangroves of the Odisha. You know what they are prominent for? They are prominent for saltwater crocodile. Then when you talk about here, the Vembanad Lake, Kerala. It's a lagoon. The backwaters of Kerala, which we call it as what? Khayals. The backwaters of Kerala, which we call it as Khayals. You can talk about the Lonar Lake of Maharashtra. where you have seen the significance with respect to the, you know what, it is a lunar lake, it has significance with respect to the formation of the earth. Can you tell me, anyone, how it is significant with respect to formation of the earth? Anyone? PRP, can you tell me this? How it is significant with respect to formation of the earth? How it is significant here? It is significant with respect to formation of the earth because it's formed when an ancient meteoroid has hit this land. So that meteoroids, whatever the particles which are left behind, those are crucial for understanding about any kind of particles, which will give you an idea about how the meteorite was formed, and through it indirectly how the earth has been shaped. So that way, a lunar lake is a meteoritic lake which was there, a meteoroid or meteoritic lake, which we say, where a ancient meteoroid has hit the land, earth's surface at this place in Maharashtra. That is about the lunar lake. You can talk about the Koilado Ghana National Park, a very, very important, the Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary, Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary of Gujarat, which is significant of, about the birds, very, very crucial bird sanctuary. You can talk about the Harike wetland, the Ropar lake, which is very crucial, right? So all these are there. There are multiple things are there. Any kind of further significance, what I will do is, I will pick and choose certain important lakes here, and I will dump all this information in my Telegram channel once in a week. One each channel, one each lake, any significant, I will dump in my Telegram channel. You can get all the information at one place where you can get to know about such information. Hope you all have understood this, right? So with this, if you want the PDF file of significance of wetlands and all, get into the Telegram channel. You can share my PDF file, and any doubt about wetland and all such information, you can always ask me. Right then, all of you, thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time to understand about more such topics. Until then, have a good time, all of you. Jai Hind.